In the Trees by Taylor Frederick. The trees were tall, the air was musty, and all of the sky was a pitch black. Deep into the forest, deep into the night, where all that could be seen was a tree after tree after tree after tree. Tall and silver were the trees, so easy to get trapped in, so easy to get lost, even for a small girl of 13. Her dress was white, her shoes were missing, and her hair was as brown as were her eyes. Her eyes, her big brown eyes, so full of tears. But why? And why was she lost, in a forest and all alone? But why? The trees were everywhere, her visibility was nil. Her name was Olivia Walters. Her and her mother lived amongst these trees. It was where she grew up, where she could play. Now, only now, it was not that way. Now it was a place to run, and you best run fast before he finds you. Where was he? She did not know. She only knew what he had done, and what he would do to her if he found her. Death was hard to understand, but murder was harder still. Everything in the forest was of threat to Olivia. A silver rabbit jumping across the crisp leaves, a silver stag scraping his large antlers upon one of the trees, and the tiny silver mouse scampering through her path. Only the sight of something so simple made it unbearable. The trees were plenty and found growing all around Olivia and her mother's home. It seemed so challenging for him to find them, but he did all the same. A fog stirred among the trees, a betrayal of these, hiding him as it had once hid them, making them feel so safe, so hidden. But this fog did not hide a small cabin made of wood. A cabin, she shrieked when it came to view, sat among the trees as if it was one of them. A small house made only for a few. She had not known of this house before. Perhaps a telephone or a person to help her wait patiently there. She knocked once, then twice, and before a chance for a third, the door came open. No one stood at the entrance. A telephone was to be seen only a few feet away, silver, shimmering in the moonlight. She rushed forward to seize it when the door slammed shut behind her. Death was hard to understand, but murder was harder still. The trees were thick, blocking so much of the moonlight, making the cabin dark and tricky to see. Somehow she did not know how in the dark the telephone she found. She dialed the 3 numbers as quick as possible and held it up to her ear. It was left quiet, no sound from the other line, no ring, no one. Unplugged, she thought, only unplugged, she prayed. With her hand she followed the cord, but not for long. The cord had been clipped. It had been tampered with. "Olivia!" a man's voice yelled. He was here. Real was her worst known fear. A dim light shone through the cracked window glass, as if someone had broken in here before. Broken glass lay shattered on the wooden floor. "Olivia!" her name was called again, followed by the sound of shuddering of the door. She wanted to scream, "Please, God, make him leave." The door burst open. Shards of wood flew into the house. The clumping of the boots he wore clip-clomped on the floor. "She deserved it, you know," he said to her, deep as a voice could be. "She asked for it after what she did to me." "No," Olivia screamed. "She took you from me and you went gladly. Now she has paid for it and so will you." It all happened so quickly it felt like a dream. She went down out of fear, then came up with a sort of courage. The man fell to the floor, a shard of broken glass grasped in her hand. Death was hard to understand, but murder was harder still. The trees were tall. The sunlight began to shine through their leaves, down onto the ground. A sad sight to see was all that it found. Olivia sat crying at the dead man's side. She sobbed, she screamed, and she sighed, for she knew this man really did love his daughter. "I am sorry," she said to him. "I am so sorry, my father."